Hi friends, welcome back. This is shheetal and today you're going to watch and we are going to talk about Akashic records. Akashic records, what are they? And why it is important for us to know about them? Or do you believe that each of us, we have a record in the Akashic record system? What are these records? I'm sure many of you would like to know. So that's why today I've taken this subject, guys, and I would love you to join me for this beautiful talk today on Akashic records. There are so many things which are related to our present incarnation, and there are so many things and myths and what exactly the records are and how one can be in touch and one can draw the information to change or to make certain modification in your records. Yes, guys, so let's talk about it. Stay tuned. Hi friends, welcome again. This is shheetal and today we are going to talk on a very important, very significant subject of Akashic records. What is Akashic records and how one can relate to Akashic record in this very life or can know what is written in the book of life, which is again the Akashic records, and how this term was first used by Edgar Cayce, who is considered to be the pioneer of Akashic records. So today friends, I'm going to share a few informations with you all, and I would be delighted to share with you that Kevin J. TODESCHI, in his book Edgar Cayce on the Akashic Records, and Sandra and Taylor, the Akashic Records Unlock the Infinite Power, Wisdom and Energy of the Universe. For me, these two writers, they have shared their extraordinary the knowledge about Akashic records and how to use this infinite source of wisdom, and which is the energy of the universe. So today let's know a little bit more and deeper about this subject, and I'll be using few of my quotations, few of my information which I have taken from these two books by Kevin J. TODESCHI and Sandra A. Taylor. So what is in the records and what are Akashic records? The term Akashic comes from the Sanskrit word Akasha, which means sky or ethers. Every energetic vibration of thought, emotion and information, including your personal information from your eternal history, is in the Akashic records. Your past life experiences, relationships and conclusions, all that has led to your present identity can be found there. In addition, the records can reveal your future potential, the vibrating possibilities waiting to be fulfilled or changed based on your present energy and direction. For ease of understanding, the Akashic records or the book of life can be likened to the universe supercomputer system. Akasha comes from a Sanskrit word meaning boundless space and is equated to the central storehouse of all information for every individual who has ever lived. More than just a reservoir of events, the Akashic records contain every deed, word, feeling, thought and intent that has occurred at any time in the history of the world. Much more than simply a memory storehouse, these Akashic records are interactive. They have a tremendous influence upon our everyday lives, our relationships, our feelings and belief systems, and the potentials and probabilities we draw towards us. The Akashic records contain the history of every soul since the dawn of creation. These records connect us to one another. They contain the stimulus for every archetypal, symbol, or mythic story which has ever deeply touched patterns of human behavior and experience. They have been the inspiration for dreams and invention. They draw us toward or repel us from one another. They mold and shape us levels of human consciousness. They are portion of divine mind. They are unbiased judge and jury that attempt to guide, educate, and transform every individual to become the very best that she or he can be. Information about these Akashic records, this book of life, can be found in folklore and myth and throughout the Old and New Testaments. In terms of contemporary insights, perhaps the most extensive source of information regarding the Akashic records comes from the clairvoyant work of Edgar Cayce from 1877 till 1945. A Christian mystic and founder of Association for Research and Enlightenment. For 43 years of his adult life, Edgar Cayce possessed the ability to lie down on a couch, close his eyes, fold his hands over his stomach, and put himself into some kind of an altered state in which he virtually any type of information he was able to collect. The accuracy of Cayce's psychic work is evidenced by approximately 12 biographies and literally hundreds of books and tapes which explore various aspects of his information and thousands of topics he ever discussed. When asked about the source of his information, Edgar Cayce replied that there were essentially two. The first was the subconscious mind of the individual for whom he was giving the reading, and second was the Akashic records. In further describing these records, Cayce stated, "Upon time and space is written the thoughts, the deeds, the activities of an entity, as in relationships to its environments, its hereditary influence, judgment, drawn by or according to what the entity's ideal is. Hence, it has been often called the record is God's book of remembrance, and each entity, each soul, as the activities of a single day of an entity in the material world, either makes some good or bad or indifferent depending upon the entity's application of self towards that which is the ideal manner for the use of the time, opportunity, and the expression of that which each soul enters a material manifestation." The Edgar Cayce readings suggest that each of us writes the story of our lives through our thoughts, our deeds, our interactions with the rest of the creation. This information has an effect upon us in the here and now. In fact, Akashic records have such an impact upon our lives and the potentials and probabilities we draw towards us that any exploration of them cannot help but provide us with the insights into the nature of ourselves and our relationship to the universe. So guys, this is by Kevin J. TODESCHI, as I'm quoting from his book Edgar Cayce on the Akashic Records, written by Kevin J. TODESCHI. So I hope you will find a beautiful relevance of Akashic records in the spiritual journey, journey of each individual soul's journey on the earth and its relation to the Akashic records, and through the readings, when a person who is expert in the Akashic records reading, one can either do the reading for his or her own client, or help the client to be in sync with the Akashic records, that book of life, and during that trance or altered state of meditation, he or she can easily read or hear or telepathically read and get the information about whatever the question, whatever the circumstances, or for what reason they are taking the help of the Akashic reading. So let's go further, friends, and let's know more about these significant records which are very, very vital in every human's journey. So now I'm quoting from chapter 3 from the records, now and always, from the book The Akashic Records, to unlock the infinite power, wisdom and energy of the universe, by Sandra and Taylor. So she says that although the Akashic Records hold unlimited information about literally everything, many people limit their record exploration to past life investigation. In the East, reincarnation is widely adopted as the basis of many religions. People in the West may have lagged in accepting this theory of transmigration of the soul. But the trend has changed dramatically in recent years, and now a vast number of Westerners believe in this concept very much. The fact is that the theory of reincarnation makes sense both energetically and personally. When you feel familiar with a new place or person, it could be a quiet memory vibrating in the depth of our eternal consciousness. A current talent could easily represent a past life skill. Irresistible attraction now could indicate previous passions. And problems from long ago could be the source of such present patterns as addictions and obsessions. So friends, as I'm telling you, like this Akashic records are in the form of the energy, the vibrations that are in the book of life, which we call as Akashic records. And now after getting oneself into a trance kind of state, or in attunement with your higher self, or you can say with the help of an expert who's an Akashic records reader, one can easily get the download of one's information stored in there. So it is possible to get a glimpse of both our past and potential future events actually located on other membranes due to the very nature of time. A large part of our awareness spends in the orbit of our present incarnation, but we are able to spring to the path of another life, gather information from the records there, and examine the relevance and importance in our current experiences. This exploration can make a big difference in the events and emotions of this life. In fact, the opportunity to unravel karmic influences can transform everything. So I would like to quote you from the book of Edgar Cayce on the Akashic Records by TODESCHI. From page number 178, I would love to quote his beautiful paragraph he has given. In 1934, Cayce gave a lecture in which he emphasized the reality of the Akashic Records. He told his audience, "Don't ever think that your life isn't being written in the book of life. I found it. I have seen it. It is being written. You are the writer." That same year, one of the readings discussed the fact that these records are inscribed on some kind of etheric energy, similar in nature to the energy of thought. So because these records are literally impressed upon energy, Cayce stated that it would be eventually possible to create a machine that could analyze this energy and subsequently read what the records contain. Although the reading suggested that such a machine would eventually be a reality, even now there are ways in which individuals can get in touch with the records of their soul's history. So friends, Edgar Cayce believed that each of us writes our own story of our lives through our thoughts, our deeds, and our interactions with those souls around us. The accumulation of this data is stored in the universe computer system, the Akashic records. These records are a portion of creative forces. They have been the source of dreams and inspiration. They have been the substance of archetypes and myth and are deeply interwoven with the patterns of human behavior and experience. Containing a repository of our past experiences, these records constantly influence our past and present situations and circumstances. The ways in which we continually deal with our life sets in motion potentials and probabilities which are drawn to us from the same records. For that reason, Edgar Cayce believed that any insights we might gain from the Akashic records themselves can provide us with the information about the nature of who we are and our true relationship to the rest of the creation. The very information contained in the real book of the life. So friends, this is all about the beautiful subject of the Akashic records, and in my personal experience, I truly believe that they are real. This book of life is real, and every day we are continually creating our own Akashic records through our deeds, emotions, and our thoughts. So I would just like to give you one very gentle reminder that please be very careful about your thoughts, about your emotions, and about your deeds, as you know that we are creating our future through this way of our attitudes. So stay blessed. Love and light, shheetal. Hope you like this video. Please share me your comments. Love and light.